Hello everyone, and welcome to the Influencer Barbie channel. We have Miss Barbie Roberts, and I am Barbie's assistant. My name is Beverly, and I am an adult Barbie enthusiast. Welcome to our Barbieverse. We create content for people who love all things Barbie as much as we do. Now, today I wanted to do a crafting video, and this is very timely. I was able to get some of the Make It Mini holiday capsules. This is the 2024 holiday capsules. I did not discover the 2023 capsules until it was too late to get them, which I was really upset about because I really wanted the hot chocolate and some of the other crafts that you could do with those. So when I saw these at my local Walmart, where they were $9.97, I believe, I had to see what was available. And for this year, I believe there is a Christmas tree, which you see on the capsule. There is also the Yule log and charcuterie board, and there is an ultra rare moose mug set that is from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So since that one's ultra rare, I don't hold out too much hope of getting that. But one of the nice things about the holiday Make It Minis is that you can tell by looking at the capsule wrapping which set you're getting. So this should be the Yule log, looking at that one. And I have another one here, and I think this is the charcuterie board. And we're going to look at the Christmas tree capsule in another video and look at doing some other kind of Christmas trees. So we're going to try and get these videos posted on YouTube before Christmas. So I'm really excited about that. So let's go ahead and open up our first capsule. This should be our Yule log. And I cannot find my tool that I normally use for opening these, so I'm just having to use a knife. I think that a kitty has run off with it, which sounds kind of crazy, but they like to take my makeup brushes and manicure tools. So normally do our unboxings off camera because some of these things are a little bit difficult to get open, but I thought we would do this today on camera, so we'll see how that goes. And speaking of kitties, when I dropped that plastic wrap on the floor, one of them ran over to check it out. Okay, so here's our first capsule. And if you are using sharp objects and you are a young person, please be sure to have adult supervision. Okay, so here is our capsule contents. And looks like we do have the Yule log, because we have a really cute little set of gingerbread cookies. Make It Minis are just so cute. Sometimes I want to not put them together, but keep all the parts separate, just because they're so neat to look at. There's a nice little holiday pattern on our cake stand. Here is our collector's guide and the instructions. So we have the Christmas tree, the Yule log, and the charcuterie board. Oh, and here's the ultra rare moose mugs with instructions on how to put everything together. So what do we have here? Okay, here is a stand. Oh, that's really nice. We've got a little gold doily to put that on. And what do we have here? Oh, I think this is the Yule log. Oh, no, I was wrong. This is powdered sugar. So, here is our Yule log. It's in a container that says roll cake. That is just so cute. I don't even want to take it out of the wrapping. And what do we have here? Okay, so we have our tweezers. And this, I guess, is a topper for the top of the capsule. So when we're finished, we can put everything back into the capsule and display it that way. And we've got a nice little spatula. The serving items that come with the Make It Mini sets are really nice. And you can put them into your kitchen for kitchen items. And I really like the bags that the items come in as well. I think this would be really nice to craft some shopping bags out of. And this appears to be a chocolate sauce, which is the resin. So the picture that it shows for the Yule log, it shows the gingerbread people in different poses. So I've got one last package. That must be the extra little decorations. Trying to open this on camera. Oh, these are so cute. We have Les Sun-Baked Sweets. They look like little mushrooms to go on our Yule log. And then some holly leaves and holly berries, I think. And these would just look so cute in the Barbie kitchen, in the refrigerator, or on the counter, just waiting to go onto the items that we're baking. So that was our first capsule. This one should be the charcuterie board. And I am guessing that since these are all labeled on the wrapper so that you can see what's inside them, I'm guessing that the moose mugs are probably not labeled with pictures of them on the wrapper, so then you might get a surprise thinking that you've got one of the other capsules and it turns out to be the moose mugs. But since those are ultra rare, we're not going to hold out much hope for getting that one today. So here's our other capsule. What do we have in here? Okay, so our little table cake stand has a plaid pattern for this one. Here, and I just dropped the box on the floor. So that says salted crackers, snacks. So that would be one of the items to go on our charcuterie board. This one feels like the tweezers. Let's see if we can find the actual board. Oh, here's the collector's guide and instructions. Is this it? Oh, no. So we've got Sunny Bros Deli. Here's our meats for the charcuterie board. And maybe this is it. Okay, yeah, here we go. It's a cute little Christmas tree, and I don't know if you can see, it has texture on it, so it's made to look like wood on both the front and the back. So that's really cute. All right, let's open up one of these. Here we have honey, so that's our resin. Bag's open. And if you've never done a Make It Mini set before, let's see, we have our cheeses in this set. And then some strawberries, apple slices, and I think these are blueberries. So these sets do come with a resin that you use to set everything in place. And in 2024 they did a big recall. Here's our tweezers. Move these. Got a little bit more room. They did a big recall on all the resin. So these should be the new resin. Here's our little capsule topper. That is the new resin that is supposed to be not as irritating as the old resin. And we've got a cute little honey wand and knife. Now, even though this has the new resin, like I was saying with the Make It Minis, these sets are just so cute on their own that I like to just leave them as much as possible without setting, so that you could take them out and play with them over and over again. You could do different dioramas with your dolls, take photographs if you're into doll photography. So I thought we could take everything out and look at it and then try to put it together without using the resin. So, and another thing that I would say, even though these sets do come with the little items that you can use to spread the resin, like this little spreader here, or the knife and the honey scooper, you probably don't want to actually use those to get the resin out of the containers. It usually works better to use a toothpick, or if you have a metal tool that you use for crafting. That way you don't end up with resin stuck to your toys. So let's see if we can take these out of their containers and set them up in a way that we can then reuse the pieces. And I'll try to do this so that I don't end up with things all over the floor, or the floor of our Barbie studio. So let's take a look at the charcuterie board first. I think that one is going to be easiest to work with and be able to reuse everything. So let's open up our little container of cheeses. And these containers are usually really nice so that you can reuse them. So if you didn't use all of your berries or all of your fruit, if you were putting things together with the resin, there you go. My camera has a tendency to turn off after a certain amount of time, but you can see this is a little wheel of brie, and it has a tiny wedge cut out, and you can just barely see a little shading on the inside of the brie. So that's really cute. I really like the attention to detail that Make It Mini does for these. Okay, let's open up. Oh, and we left the other cheese here. So these are all separate slices. So if you were going to use the resin to hold everything down, then you could set the cheese slices in place. And let's open up our meats. So this one has a little peel back thing, it looks like. So I want to be able to use this again in my Barbie kitchen, so I don't want to actually open it up because it has the little peel back plastic. And our executive producer, Miss Shadow, is saying, no, you should open it. Okay, so and then our last little bit is the fruit. And be very, very careful here. This is where the tweezers would be useful, putting everything on here. These are the Make It Mini tweezers. They're pretty useful. Personally, I like the tweezers that come in the Mini Brands Create because they look like little cooking tongs, and they are so nifty that way. So we can put our apple slices. And if we were going to seal this with resin, we'd want to do this a little more neatly. So I'm just putting everything here. Strawberries are very nicely made. You can see a little seed texture on it and the little green stem. Here we go. And I think I'll leave the blueberries in the container just so we don't lose them and have to go looking in the carpet. Oh, and I forgot the crackers. Let's take a look at the crackers. Use our tweezers to open this package, maybe. Oh, that is so cute. Look, you even get 2 different kinds of crackers. Little round water crackers. And then some that look like they're maybe a whole wheat that's seasoned. Let's very carefully cut open this bag so we can get a better look at those. Where'd my tweezers go? That's so cute. And this, and maybe that's like Melba toast. But those are really cute, and that would look really nice spread out on our charcuterie board. So let's very carefully set this aside. I wish that this came in a package so that we could reclose it and then put it into the Barbie fridge. Alright, now we'll take a look at our Yule log set. Let's carefully move. Well, I was trying to carefully move that off of the Barbie smoothie bar here. So I don't want to open up the sugar because then we would end up with this little powder everywhere. But that's really nice. And these gingerbread cookies, that's just so cute the way that has come together. And is there a way to take it apart so then we'd be able to put it back together after we're finished? Because that looks like that would be really nice to have in the Barbie refrigerator or the counter. Like the dolls have just come back from grocery shopping and they bought the cookies pre-made, or you could have them on the cookie sheet that they've baked the gingerbread men in our Barbie oven. And we are still planning on doing the Barbie kitchen. And we'll have all of our kitchen appliances. Okay, so, all right, so this is something that we could put back together rather easily. And those are really cute. Oh, we have some gingerbread boys. I can't remember. Gingerbread boys and gingerbread girls with little bows. So those are super cute. Let's put those on our little cake stand. And we'll carefully open up our toppings here. I'm trying to not have it pop open and send berries all over our Barbie studio, aka my guest bedroom. Here we go. And these are really cute too. So we have a couple of sprigs of, I guess that would be holly, or what else would you use to decorate Christmas items? And then either holly berries or maybe they're cranberries. Like the label to Happy Sun Farms. Now, can we open this one without destroying the wrapper? I think we can as well. Because that's really cute too. I think that would look really nice in the Barbie refrigerator. And the dolls have come back from grocery shopping and putting everything away, not ready to do their baking just yet. And that's one of the things I like about the Make It Mini and the Zuru Mini Brands Create, is that the items that they provide for making the craft are just as cute before you've actually made the craft. So, looks like we can open this one very nicely. And the Yule log cake comes in 2 pieces, so you can take this one separate, and we would put this one on our cake topper here. It'd be nice if it had a little plate that came with it. And then you could serve one of the slices with a gingerbread person. On that. Or we could use some of the Barbie plates that we already have. So the instructions here show that you would have this slice separate, and then the gingerbread people are playing with the Yule log cake. And then we've got the little holly leaves and holly berries topping it. That's super cute. Here's how it shows putting together the charcuterie board. So you've got your meats there, and then all the crackers and the fruit and the cheeses, and then the little honey wand on top. So you're drizzling some honey onto the little brie. And it looks like that little brie slice is removable. So let's very carefully try to remove that. Yeah, it came out really nicely. So, and then we can put that back. So I like it when we can do different things with these Make It Mini sets and play with them multiple times. So you could set this up in your Barbie kitchen and have a holiday spread with all your Make It Mini and Zuru Mini Brands Create and other Zuru Mini Brands. And I forgot about our Les Sun-Baked Sweets. And these look like little tiny mushrooms. Since they're called sweets, then it must be like maybe a little marzipan or a pastry mushroom. And a big ink smudge on my finger there. There we go, very carefully. Don't want little mushrooms flying everywhere. And here's our little mushroom. That's really cute too. And that would look really cute on the Barbie counter or in the Barbie refrigerator. Okay. So we're going to put together the Christmas tree in a separate video, and I will show you some other Christmas tree ideas, but we will try to get those videos released before Christmas time, so it can maybe give you some ideas. And look at that, there's a tiny little barcode on the box of crackers and nutritional information too. The barcode looks like it's just a bunch of lines and probably wouldn't actually scan anything. But one of the things I said before with the Zuru mini brands is I wonder if anyone has tried to actually scan these barcodes. That'd be really cool if they actually worked. So, okay, well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little bit of semi-cooking and crafting here with the Make It Mini holiday capsules. And please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really does help our channel to grow. And if you would like a chance of getting a shout out in a future video, just comment below with the hashtag InfluencerBarbie. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in our next video. Bye-bye!